Hello everyone and welcome back. I am super excited because we are going to be going ahead and starting one of my favorite herbs to use in the kitchen, and that is rosemary. Now it is the beginning of February. You want to go ahead and start your rosemary anywhere between 10 to 12 weeks before your last frost date. Now here in Western Massachusetts, we are in zone 6A, and I am maybe starting it a little bit early, more towards the 12 plus weeks, but I really want to get some well-established plants in because of my arch nemesis, those dang slugs. Literally destroyed a lot that I started last year. So I'm hoping if I can go ahead and start things maybe a week or two, because I do have the space, and I'm super excited to say that I did buy the Costco Yardistry greenhouse that I can go ahead and move those in so they're not just sitting inside here until the, I want to say beginning of May 9th is going to be our last frost date. So I'm super excited to get these started. Now, when you are going to be planting your rosemary, you want to make sure that you find a spot in your garden bed or wherever you are planting it, or along the house or in your yard, that it has partial sun to full sun. That will help maximize its growth. And if you do not want to go ahead and start these indoors, you can also actually direct sow them, but make sure you do it after your last frost date. I actually probably could do this because I generally don't use rosemary until the fall, but I figure why not? It smells so good in the garden. And like I said, I really enjoy sharing with my coworkers, family, and friends my herbs and my flowers. So I figured the more, the merrier. Now, rosemary is going to take anywhere from 15 to 25 days to germinate. So you're going to need to be patient with this one. And you're also going to want to make sure that when you do start them inside, that you put them on a heat mat, and you can set it anywhere from 70 to 80 degrees Fahrenheit for them to germinate. So again, we just have to be patient. I always set my heat mat at 70 degrees because I do have very large windows in my bedroom that it actually gets very warm in here, and the heat mat will read anywhere from 74 to 76 degrees, especially because I also have my seed starting lights on as well. So they get nice and warm all day. Even though I turn the lights off at night, I will have the heat mat on as well. And then we also have the heat on because we do share a heating zone with my little guy's room. So it's always warm in here. So hopefully that will help them germinate maybe a teeny bit faster, because I don't know about you, but sometimes I am not very patient. I am still waiting on my lavender seeds, but my bee balm did germinate within 4 to 5 days, which I will go ahead and show you an update of those, as well as my echinacea seeds, which I will be potting up soon. Now I'm going to be going ahead and starting some seeds from MIgardener. So I have my seeds, and then I have 2 6-cell trays that I will be going ahead and using. I'm going to go ahead and put my seed starting mix, which I did already pre-moisten. Again, when you are pre-moistening it, make sure that it is damp enough that when you go ahead and squish it together, it holds its form, but you also don't want it dripping water. If so, just add a little bit more soil and you'll be good to go. I also have some vermiculite. I use the Burpee Natural. Bought this last year. As you can see, I have a ton left, so it goes a long way because you just use a little bit to dust. And then I also have a spray bottle, so that way I can go ahead and set everything in. And then make sure you have something to go ahead and mark so you know what you are starting. And then we're gonna get going. So now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to put my pre-moistened seed starting mix. So I'm just going to go ahead and sprinkle this around. And then once it's full, I am going to gently push the soil in just to get all the air pockets out. And then I just go ahead and top it off and lightly tap the soil. And then I'm just going to brush anything excess off. And if you ever find that you have some larger pieces, if a stick has made it through, you can go ahead and either sift it out, but I feel that this brand right here does a pretty darn good job of getting any of the larger pieces out. And then when we go ahead and sow the rosemary, you are going to want to go ahead and put them in about 1/4 of an inch. I usually just like to go ahead and pop them on top and then either sprinkle some more soil in or just cover them with vermiculite. All right, so this is what it's going to look like when all said and done. And then we're going to go ahead and get our seeds on. All right, so now we have our rosemary seeds. I am going to go ahead and put about 2 or 3 in each cell. And then if they all germinate, I will just go ahead and either thin them out or go ahead and just put them in their own cell tray. So I'm gonna do 1, 2, try and space them out towards the middle. And then I just like to gently press them in, so then that way they are making contact with the soil. And then I am just gonna go ahead and cover these up with vermiculite and then go ahead and spray them in. And then if I do have the luck that they all do germinate well, I will go ahead and give them to some friends or some colleagues that also enjoy rosemary as well. Okay, we have a few left. I'm gonna go ahead and get those back in. All right, so these are gonna be all set. I'm just gonna go ahead and put a little bit of vermiculite on top. And that is just going to be a very light dusting. All right, and that should be good. Just a little bit more in this corner. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and mist them in. You wanna make sure that your seeds stay moist while they are germinating. And then what I like to do when I see at least 50% of them have germinated, so if I can get at least 6 plants, then I know that I can go ahead and take them out of the humidity dome and just get them under the grow lights and off the heat mats. So, and I also like to go ahead and mist these every day. I always check just to make sure that they stay nice and moist. And then I'm gonna go ahead and make sure that I get my plant tags in. And then we're gonna go ahead and put them on the heat mat. All right, so now I'm gonna go ahead and place my 6 cell trays on the heat mat, but first I need to go ahead and get my humidity dome set up. So when I purchase these, it comes with a little tray and then the dome, but you do have to go ahead and snap these little pieces on top. You wanna make sure when you snap them in that the holes don't line up and they alternate, so that way all the moisture will stay inside. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. And then I'm gonna go ahead and put these right here. Right now, my heat mat is set to 70 degrees, but because I have such large windows in this room, and then I also have the lights on, the heat mat right now says that it's about 76 degrees. But then what happens is at night when I turn the lights off, when we go to sleep, the heat mat will go back down to 70, and I do keep it nice and warm in here at night as well because my son is also sleeping. So they get like a nice warm temperature literally throughout the day, which is awesome. So here again is our rosemary. It's all nice and tucked in here. And again, what I will do is every night I will go ahead and check. I will use just a regular spray bottle, make sure that everything stays nice and moist, so that way they will have a good chance of germinating. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my heat dome on. And they are also under the lights. And they are good to go. And there you have it. We have successfully seed started some rosemary indoors. Again, I chose the ones from MIgardener. So we're just gonna have to be patient, anywhere from 15 to 25 days for germination. I'm hoping it's like the rest of my seeds, because they're so nice and toasty and warm in here, that they might germinate a little bit quicker. But just make sure that you keep an eye on them every single day. Use your mister. I just use the spray bottle. One they can get from the dollar store even is great. And just make sure that you keep the soil moist while you are waiting for your seeds to germinate. So if you found this helpful at all, can you please like and subscribe? That would be fantastic. And I cannot wait to go ahead and seed start some more with you. We have so much going on. In February, I do plan on starting my tomatoes rather early and some of my peppers. I have yarrow coming up. So we have a bunch of things happening. I cannot wait. We are less than, 60 days or so till spring. It's just even so nice to drive home from work, and the sun is still shining at 5 o'clock. So we are getting there, even though there is winter weather here in Western Massachusetts coming. I am clearly thinking about spring, and I feel like seed starting is just bringing so much joy to my weekends because I find it so much fun, and I hope you do as well. So again, thank you so much for hanging out with me, and we'll see you next time. Bye.